Devi Mahatmya, Chapter 9 The Slaying of Nishumbh. The king Surat said, "Wonderful is this that you, adorable sir, have related to me about the greatness of the Devi's act in slaying Raktabij. I now wish to hear further what the irate Shumbha and Nishumbha did after Raktabija was killed." The rishi said, "After Raktabij was slain and other asuras were killed in the fight, the asura Shumbha and Nishumbha gave way to unbounded wrath. Enraged on seeing his great army slaughtered, Nishumbh then rushed forward with the chief forces of the Asuras. In front of him, behind him, and on both sides of him, great Asuras, enraged and biting their lips, advanced to slay the Devi. Shumbha also, mighty in valor, went forward, surrounded with his own troops, to slay Chandika in his rage after fighting with the Matras. Then commenced severe combat between the Devi on one side and on the other Shumbha and Nishumbha, who, like two thunderclouds, rained a most tempestuous shower of arrows on her. Chandika, with numerous arrows, quickly split the arrows shot by the two Asuras and smote the two lords of Asuras on their limbs with a mass of weapons. Nishumbha, grasping a sharp sword and a shining shield, struck the lion, the great carrier of the Devi, on the head. When her carrier was struck, the Devi quickly cut Nishumbha's superb sword with a sharp edged arrow, and also his shield, on which 8 moons were figured. When his shield was split and his sword too broken, the Asura hurled his spear, and that missile also, as it advanced towards her, was split into two by her discus. Then the Danav Nishumbh, swelling with wrath, seized a dart, and that also as it came, the Devi powdered it with a blow of her fist. Then, brandishing his club, he flung it against Chandika. Cleft by the trident of the Devi, it also burned to ashes. Then the Devi assailed the heroic Danava, advancing with battle axe in her hand, and laid him low on the ground. When his brother Nishumbh of terrific prowess fell to the ground, Shumbha got infuriated in the extreme and strode forward to slay Ambika. Standing in his chariot and grasping excellent weapons in his long, incomparable 8 arms, he shone by pervading the entire sky. Seeing him approaching, the Devi blew her conch and made a twang of a bowstring which was unbearable in the extreme. And the Devi filled all directions with the ringing of a bell which destroys the strength of all the Daitya hosts. The lion filled the heaven, the earth, and the 10 quarters of the sky with loud roars, which made the elephants give up their violent rut. Then Kali, springing upwards in the sky, came down and struck the earth with both her hands. By its noise, all the previous sounds were drowned. Shivaduti made a loud ominous peal of laughter. The Asuras were frightened by those sounds, and Shumbha flew into an utmost rage. As Ambika said, "O evil-natured one, stop, stop." The Deva stationed in the sky cheered her with the words, "Be victorious." The spear, flaming most terribly and shining like a mass of fire, which Shumbha had hurled, was put out by the great firebrand from the Devi. The interspace between the three worlds was pervaded by Shumbha's lion-like roar, but the dreadful thunderclap of the Devi smothered that. The Devi split the arrows shot by Shumbha, and Shumbha also split the arrows discharged by her, each with his and her sharp arrows in hundreds and thousands. Then Chandika became angry and smote him with a trident. Wounded therewith, he fainted and fell to the ground. Then Nishumbha, regaining consciousness, seized his bow and struck with arrows the Devi and Kali and the lion. He then put forth countless arms and covered Chandika with countless discusses. Then Bhagavati Durga, the destroyer of difficulties and afflictions, became angry and split those discusses and those arrows with her own arrows. Thereupon Nishumbh, surrounded by the Daitya host, swiftly seizing his club, rushed at Chandika to slay her. As he was just rushing at her, Chandika clove his club with a sharp-edged sword, and he took hold of a dart. As Nishumbh, the afflictor of the Devas, was advancing with the dart in hand, Chandika pierced him in the heart with a swiftly hurled dart. From Nishumbha's heart, that was pierced by the dart, issued forth another person of great strength and valor, exclaiming at the Devi, "Stop!" Then the Devi, laughing aloud, severed the head of him with her sword. Thereupon he fell to the ground. The lion then devoured those asuras whose necks he had crushed with his fierce teeth, and Kali and Shivaduti devoured others. Some great asuras perished, being pierced through by the spear of Kaumari. Others were repulsed by sprinkling of water, purified by the incantation of Brahmani. Others fell, pierced by a trident wielded by Maheshwari. Some were powdered on the ground by the blows from the snout of Varahi. Some Danavas were cut to pieces by the discus of Vaishnavi, and others again by the thunderbolt discharged from the palm of Aindri. Some Asuras perished, and some fled from the great battle, and others were devoured by Kali, Shivaduti, and the lion. Here ends the ninth chapter called The Slaying of Nishumb of Devi Mahatmya in Markandeya Puran during the period of Savarni, the Manu.